Hi there guys, it's Mike from MCQBushcraft here, and Meg here as well.
Hey everyone!
We've been enjoying our time in Sweden, and we've been taken a couple of hours north of where we're staying in Åsele and found this incredible location here. And we're just going to spend a couple of days around here just exploring, doing a bit of fishing, camping out. Hopefully we'll catch some pike. It'd be nice to get some bass. There is a little bit of bass in here, and we've got the lures and the bait to do that, but to be honest with you, we're most likely going to get pike because there's loads of pike in this lake here, and there's lots of rivers that connect up to this as well that we may be able to go down and do a bit of exploring. So yeah, we thought we'd take you along. had some real choppy weather while we've been out today. A lot of high winds and waves. So we've got off of the lake and we're just really chilling out here for a bit, letting things calm down before we move over to one of these islands over here. Not this small one you can see, but there's one just through there that we're going to be spending the night on. And we'll make a canoe bivvy, get a shelter up, maybe even build a thermal barrier. We'll see what the winds are like, but we'll position everything, you know, the way we like it. But whilst I just went back and collected this birch bark, I had it stuffed in the front of the canoe, and when we portaged, picked the canoe up to portage it through here to get out of the wind the other side of this island. Basically it all just fell on the floor. But whilst I was walking, I just saw this mushroom just here. There's a lot of this in Scandinavia. You'll find it sometimes in the north of England as well. I know a spot in the south where it grows, but there's a lot of it here, a lot of it in Norway, Sweden. You'll find it across the northern hemisphere. And this is Fomes fomentarius, a horse's hoof fungus. Very distinct look about it, nice grey shape. This is a perfect one, and this is what you can make amadou from, that material that you can turn into a cotton wool. You process the tremolere and it will glow like an ember, and you can blow it into flame. And I think I'm going to take this one, and on this trip, if I get time, I'll process some amadou and we can use it to make fires in the future. You can see the amadou layer just there. The heart of it will be in here, and you can get varying qualities of amadou. And the younger the bracket, generally the better the production of the amadou, the softer the fibres. But this one should do just fine. Thing there's plenty of in Sweden, mushrooms everywhere. It's incredible really. I've never been to an environment like it. There are just mushrooms everywhere you go, the sides of the roads, every step you take there's a mushroom. Apparently it's been a very good year for it, and we've got one of the common mushrooms that grows here. This is a type of bolete, and this bolete is a birch bolete. A very nice edible, actually. One of the good ones that you can eat. Probably not quite as valued as the penny bun, the sep, but this one is something that the locals eat around here. This one's a bit old, but it's not too bad. And nicer the younger they are, really, when you catch them as little buttons. But we'll take this one anyway, and I'll put it by camp, and maybe I can convince Meg to give it a try. Like this, it's not bad. Morning guys, we had a pretty nice night, very quiet, nice and peaceful and warm underneath the shelter there, and we didn't feel the wind at all, which was great, so the shelter did its job for the night. No rain either, which was nice. It's been some really heavy rain in the evenings despite this lovely weather you have in the daytime, it really does hammer it down at night, so you've got to make sure the shelter can cope with that as well, which is why we batten down the hatches on one side to create a bit of runoff for if it did rain. But Megan's got the fire going for us this morning and just spent some time gathering some wood, and I'm going to go get some water. We're going to get some food and drink on the go, hydrate and get energised for the day, and see if we can catch some pike. It's been a pretty pleasant stay on this little island here. There's actually quite a lot of berries to eat as well, lingon berries and bilberry. And we've done a little bit of work on our fireplace. We've just lined it with some rocks. You do have to be careful when you do that. You don't want the fire too hot and using wet rocks because they'll crack and they can blow up. But they're fairly dry, and you just keep the fire nice and warm for a while, dry the rocks naturally, and they won't explode. But what it does do is it stops the all the kind of ground burning away and gradually getting bigger, and those rocks just absorb the heat and just contain that fireplace for you and make it a bit nicer. So when we're finished, we can move the rocks away and we can roll back all of the moss and all of the other plant life we've peeled away on the surface and just cover it all away and just let it grow back again naturally. You may be asking as well, there are predators obviously in the northern part of Sweden. The brown bear, very common area, this area here. There are lots of brown bear, so we've been told by the locals, quite a few sightings. You'll be very lucky to see one. I'd love to see one. We've found prints from the brown bear, but as of yet we've not actually seen one, and I can't imagine we will. And making our fireplace right outside of our camp and cooking there, probably in somewhere like North America. I mean, Megan's half Canadian. She comes from, her family come from North America. She spent a lot of time there with them in the wilderness. And when you make food, you don't do it right by your camp, because the brown bear in North America, the grizzly as they call it, is a little bit more, I suppose, curious than the brown bear here, which is much shyer. The only encounters really with brown bear that people have in a negative circumstances is when they're being hunted and they're being driven by dogs, or they're fleeing and you just happen to be in the way. But one thing we do actually do is we're just really disciplined with washing up and with food. We just have our food all contained, and we just make sure we wash everything up and just keep things clean. So just to answer questions to people out there who might be asking, watching this these series of documentaries of us being out here, why we cook so close to camp in a country where there are bears. It's generally because they're very afraid of humans and actually quite shy creatures in this part of the world. size.
Whoa.
Nice sized pike. We lost him, mate.
Oh no!
You see that? So we had a nice pike there on the line, and just as we got him in, he jumped and flipped and unhooked himself and got away. But that's what fishing's all about. We'll see whether we can catch another. Home. Well guys, the day's drawing to an end. We tried our luck with fishing. We had quite a few good bites this morning. Meg almost brought one in just off camera. She was around the other side of the island. I ran round to see if I could give her a hand. But we're both pretty tired. It's been a long day. We've explored quite a lot of the lake area here. And we've also gone down some of the rivers as well and just had a look around, and it's an amazing area. But we recovered 3 logs, just some old logs that had been cut ages ago just further downriver. Obviously some work had been done out there, and just thought it'd be nice to have substantial firewood instead of going and sawing all of these pieces with the saws and having them burn very, very quickly. So this should do just fine at keeping us going for the night. So I'm going to split these down. We're going to get some dinner on. We've got some moose, some reindeer, some rice. We should have a pretty good meal, and then we'll get up early and see what the fish are doing. last longer than 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And the other stuff. So we finished up for the 2 days that we're here on this island. We've got all our kit packed away, camps packed away. We've put all the stones from around the fire back on the edge and they're cooling down in the water. And Megan's just digging the ground where we've had the fire for the last 2 days. And that's quite a lot of heat builds up over 2 days in the ground. And just to give you an idea, it's taken 4 buckets of water. This is one of the equipment barrels we've had for some of the gear we've took. We have a lot of camera gear that we bring with us on these trips, so we have to keep it dry. It can't get wet if we fall in the water. So you have to really make sure the ground is cool before you leave. A lot of people don't, and this kind of ground, fires can really spread very slowly under the ground and creep around for days and days and then burst out. It's quite unlikely in this sort of environment because it's quite damp, but you just have to make sure. And what we'll do is we'll go get lots of sand and soil after we finish with this, fill this all in, put some moss back over the top and just leave it, and over a period of time it will recover again and be back to normal, back to the way it was before. I found a fallen Scots pine just on the edge of the island with a big lump of soil on one of the roots, and it will probably just get swept away in times to come anyway, so I thought I'd take that rather than rip it off the floor. And we can arrange this in here, and all this should then begin to grow again and replace the damage that we